think I might be getting there. Um, at about 10 o'clock last night, I suddenly started managing to organise the last part of our trip, looking at how long to be here and booking hotels for the last bit, which brings us back through the Rockies to Canada, to Calgary. So I sat doing that last night at 10 o'clock in the evening. Well, my organisational head had not been working. I think Mark would prefer it if it weren't working because I've also been quite busy today. So I've managed to book our flight now up to from Vancouver to Prince George. I've just received a message from our friend in Prince George saying if you want to come over, you can come now. It's minus 41 centigrade. How the hell do people work in those conditions? He said in 3 days time it will be -1. Luckily cold snaps like this don't usually last too long. Bloody hell. Yeah, so I've done all of that. I've checked with the bank. I can book the flight home tomorrow. We need to still have confirmation from his cousin that on the day we arrive in Calgary, she's going to be available, because the only reason we're going to Calgary is to see her. I mean, obviously, it would be lovely to have gone to Jasper, gone to Banff, and through the Rockies, but that may not have been on the trip had she not been at the other end of it. So I need her to confirm before I book the flight, because if she, I don't know, we'll still do the trip, but the timings might be different. We were given back in July when we were in the UK, my brother-in-law John gave Mark 2 vintage bottles of port. One's in a box and one wasn't. Both, I think, of the same date, which is 1977. And the 1977 has vintage port written on it, so it must have already been vintage, I imagine, when it was given to him. I think it was given to him. So he gave those to Mark, and our other friend John said to us, because the way we were transporting him in the car, and because they'd been shoved from pillar to post, I think they were on their side when they were stored at my sister's. My other friend John said, you'll need to decant that before you, when you open it, you'll need to decant it. So Mark's just opened it. The cork was under foil, and he took the foil off. The cork looked pretty grotesque. Cleaned it before beginning to extract it. Extracted most of it, but some of it didn't come. Then brought some crumbles of cork out. And then we decanted through a funnel and a piece of kitchen roll. It decanted through the funnel and poured through there really well. And of course the cork, it wasn't corked because the cork had been intact and hadn't really gone into the port until just at the last minute. I smelt the cork. It smelt amazing. Because if you smell the cork, you can, on a bottle of wine, if you smell the cork, that will give you an indication of whether the wine's in good health. So I smelt the cork, and it smelt really lovely and strong. Done that, decanted it. It looks good, and so that's ready for Christmas. Although I very much doubt it's going to sit there and not be tasted before Christmas. It's not me that will be bothering about it. It's Mark that likes things like that. But I'm sure I'll have a sip to give it a go. So that's what we've been doing. We've not been anywhere. It's Tuesday. I don't know. I don't even think we've got plans to go anywhere tomorrow. And there's nothing really to tell you. It's wet. It's windy. It's 12.4 out there, so it's much milder than it was. And it's been a bit warm in here. What else can I tell you? Not a lot, I don't think. That's about it. I appreciate all your comments. Thank you. Isabeau sent me a photo of the painting, the pastel that had arrived eventually to her, looking very lovely in her home, surrounded by some pretty things and Christmassy things. Really, she was really pleased with it, and I'm really pleased that she's pleased with it. I'm really pleased about that. I might do another giveaway one day, not now, but I might do in the future. Um, I'm dealing. Oh, that's what I've been. I think the reason I said that Mark probably wishes that I hadn't got my head back on, my logistics head back on, is because I'm trying to plot how we sort out here before this room and the kitchen gets um, not destroyed. Can't think of the word. Um, and we have thought about a removal firm, but I'm not really sure how we would synchronise that, because um, often builders will give you a date, and we've been given a date, but they don't always stick to that date. So it would be a real pain in the arse to have a removal firm come in and remove all our belongings, pack everything up, move it out, and leave us with nothing for a week until the building work starts. So I'm trying to think of another way logistically to deal with that. I had thought that we could slowly pack up some of the kitchen and move it through to the utility room, and I might do that because I've got a big sort of shelf unit of spices and seeds and jars of seeds, and cumin and all my Chinese saucy um, oils and sauces and soy sauces and things like that, all of that. And I probably use some of the ingredients on there 2 or 3 times a week. So that could go out to the utility room. It just means I've got to walk further. But I need to have them preferably in a way that I can see them, so I know when I'm looking for something, I can find it immediately, which needs it to be on shelves. But Mark is not willing to move the shelves. I have to work out how to talk to him when he's not tired and nearly 75. I can deal with the tired bit, but the nearly 75-year-old is, I think, weighed down by the logistics as well. But it's me that juggles them, and probably gives him too much to think about all in one go. So yeah, going to try and work out how we do that. I think that's the best way, and between us we'll do what we can, and I can move my larder. My larder can go out there. There's plenty of room out there if we just shove stuff around. It's not about where will we put it. There's not enough room. It's about having the energy and managing to do it. And I'm hoping that with my extra steroids that I will be able to manage. I was managing. I counted back on my calendar last night, and it's been 3.5 months that I've been struggling. So I'm really pleased to be out of that, and I'm probably going to cancel my appointment with the rheumatologist, because I certainly don't want to make any changes until after we come back from Canada. And I'm going to go and talk to my doctor about that. He might not like it, but there's no way that I want to go into a new drug regime and spend another 3.5 months trying to get myself back to some sort of balance. So I think I'm going to delay going back to the rheumatologist, and hope my doctor goes along with it, because he's going to need to prescribe me the steroids. So we'll see. Yeah, so that's all the things I've been worrying about, thinking about, trying to sort out. I've spoken to the bank. The bank will be fine when I try and pay the next airfare. So that's good. And that's it. I told you a lot of boring stuff. I'll let you know what the port tastes like. I hope all your Christmas preparations are going well. Where are we? It's Tuesday the 20th. 5 days. Or 4 days for some people. 4 days if you celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve. So I hope all of you who are making plans, that all your plans are going ahead, and that you're not struggling too much, and that it's a happy time for you. And I know that Christmas can be a really difficult time for many people. And if you were to look back, I did a vlog about this. I'll put a link in the description. I did a vlog last year, so I've tried hard not to repeat it this year. I did a vlog last year called something bar humbug, I think. So I'll put a link in the description. Yeah, so I hope your Christmas is how you would want it to be, and but I'll see you before then anyway. I'll see you before Christmas.